When you're finished cranking the leg row, you're going to crank until the halfway mark is at 4 o'clock, which is unusual. Usually we stop with the main mark at 4 o'clock, but for this one we need the halfway mark so we can remove the ribber needles from the back half of the cylinder. Before we forget, go ahead and reset your row counter to 0, and if you haven't done it lately, adjust your weight up again. Today, I'm going to do just a straight pre-heel where we remove all the ribber needles on the same row. There's an option for an inverted one where it makes a little bit of a V, and the instructions are in the pattern, but we're just going to do the straight one for today. So we're going to start just with the first needle after the halfway mark, and we are going to transition that ribber needle to the cylinder needle the exact same way we did when we were transitioning from 1x1 rib to 3x1 rib. But now we're taking out all of the remaining ribber needles just between the halfway mark and the main mark. So that way we will continue to have ribber needles on the top, rib on the top of the foot, but not at the back of the heel or on the bottom of the foot. Okay, I'm all the way back around now, stopping at the main mark. And now I'm going to crank my number of rows for the pre-heel. I'm going to do 20 rows. As usual, you're going to stop with the main mark at 4 o'clock and reset your row counter to 0. The next step is to lift the needles out of work that are going to be along the top part of the foot so that we can work the needles on the bottom half of the foot for the heel. You could choose to make a little bit of a deeper heel. To do a half and half heel, we're going to start right here and we're going to lift all the needles to the right of the main mark around to the halfway mark. But if you wanted a deeper heel, you could wait until closer to these wedge heel targets to start lifting needles. That would give you more needles to work for the heel. But for today, we're just going to go with half the needles. We're going to park the ribber needles. In a perfect world, if your cylinder and yarn and everything will let you, it is ideal to pop the needle down into the band. We're going to continue doing that, parking ribber needles and raising cylinder needles around to the halfway mark. As you begin cranking forward, be sure to keep the first ribber needle from going under the tappet plate. I should have noted too that if you want a deeper heel, you want to go all the way around the bottom and up toward the wedge heel targets, you would need to remove any further ribber needles that you had and replace them with cylinder needles. All right, there we go. All of the needles are out of work between the main mark and the halfway mark. The ribber needles are all parked, and so now we can remove the ribber. And we're ready to start the heel. But this is a great time to stop and check. Make sure you don't have any drop stitches. We're also going to go ahead and remove the weight. And you can move up your cable ring. And then we need to add the heel forks. It's a little awkward to get the heel forks in around the ribber stop, but it does work. I've made countless socks this way. It's just a little awkward, but it's possible. It is a little easier to add the heel forks without the weight while you've also trying to maneuver around the ribber stop. So I usually take the weight out, put the heel forks in, and then put the weight back. Visit us at deanandbean.com and please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.